The internal independent investigation into Red Bull team principal Christian Horner is still the topic of the day. Dutch newspaper The Telegraph broke the news that Horner had alleged inappropriate behavior. Red Bull then announced in a statement that it had launched an internal independent investigation. Then a few days ago, the same newspaper revealed that it would involve the team principal sending sexually oriented messages. In addition, Horner is said to have offered a sum equivalent to $800,000 to keep the issue quiet. Red Bull's internal investigation is still not enough. The female colleague at Red Bull Racing, who has accused Horner of the transgressive behavior, has launched a lawsuit against the team principal, according to reports. The amount of money Horner had offered has therefore been rejected. Ford announced last year that they will become Red Bull's engine partner for the 2026 season when the team's current powertrain suppliers Honda switch to Aston Martin. Rushbrook, the global head of Ford Performance Motorsport, said that Ford are awaiting the outcome of the investigation. As a family company, and a company that holds itself to very high standards of behavior and integrity, we do expect the same from our partners. It appears to us, and what we've been told, was that Red Bull is taking the situation very seriously. And of course, they're worried about their brand as well. And that's why they've got an independent investigation, and until we see what truth comes out of that, it's too early for us to comment on it all. Following Ford's statement, Formula One itself has now issued a short statement regarding the investigation. While not mentioning Horner by name, F1's commercial rights holders hope to see a quick conclusion to the investigation at Red Bull. We have noted Red Bull has instigated an independent investigation into internal allegations at Red Bull Racing. We hope that the matter will be clarified at the earliest opportunity after a fair and thorough process. And we will not comment further at this time. While Red Bull is going through the process of analyzing the findings of the investigation to decide what, if any, action it wants to take, Horner has remained in his job. He spoke at last week's launch of the team's F1 2024 car at its Milton Keynes factory and is expected to attend this week's pre-season test at Bahrain ahead of the F1 season opener on the 2nd of March. Interest surrounding the Horner affair, as well as the nature of the allegations, has been growing in recent days and is likely to intensify as the F1 paddock gathers in Bahrain for the start of the 2024 campaign. While Formula One hopes that the situation is resolved quickly, it has no formal authority to be able to force the matter, nor get involved in any action on the team or Horner should it deemed necessary. That falls under the remit of the FIA, which could choose to get involved if there is evidence of any wrongdoing that goes against standards that it upholds. Article 12.2, 1F of the International Sporting Code states that a competitor will be deemed to have committed an offense for any words, deeds, or writings that have caused moral injury or loss to the FIA, its bodies, its members, or its executive officers, and more generally on the interest of motorsport and on the values defended by the FIA. Speaking at the car launch last week, Horner said the investigation into his behavior had been a distraction for the team, but insisted that it would not impact its on-track focus. Inevitably, there has been a distraction, but the team are very together. Everybody's focused on the season ahead, so it's been very much business as normal, and the support has been fantastic. In situations like these, you see where the strengths are, and it's been overwhelming the support that I've had from within the team. The drivers have been incredibly good, the partners, it's been incredible. There have been some allegations made, which I fully deny, so that is very much going on in the background whilst preparing for the season ahead, and hopefully it will be concluded in the near future. Much of the speculation has been centered around fractured relations between Red Bull's parent company, the race team, and an internal rift between Horner and advisor Helmut Marko, whose contract was recently renewed. When asked whether there is a divide within the top echelons of the organization, Horner replied, "We're very united. We've always had tremendous support from the shareholders since Dietrich Mateschitz passing. The shareholders have been incredibly supportive, and you can see the level of investment that there is on a campus here with Red Bull powered trains, the future of Formula One. We're one team. I have a very supportive family, a very supportive wife, and my focus has been on the job and preparing for the season ahead." Horner was recently quizzed about Adrian Newey's future with his own internal investigation at Red Bull, also rumored to be playing a role in the designer's decision. Last season, Newey signed a new contract with Red Bull, but the team did not reveal any details about it, not even the duration. Horner is still refusing to share that information. Look, I'm not going to discuss the ins and outs of individual contracts. We have a great team. We have great strength and depth. Adrian has been here a long time, as I have, but there are also many others that play a key role. So, yeah, not going to talk about contractual details of employees of the team. It's long been known that Ferrari want to bring Newey over to Maranello as he is the sport's most successful designer ever with 25 championship wins to his name. To date, though, the Briton has rebuffed their advances, although he did reveal last year that emotionally there is some regret about that. That he went on to speak about wanting to work with Lewis Hamilton and that it would have been fabulous has seen Newey's name once again linked with Ferrari. It is being widely speculated that Hamilton's move to Ferrari in 2025 could be the final key to signing the design legend, with former Ferrari driver Ivan Capelli saying above all that could be attractive to Newey. That would be a huge loss for Red Bull, with Newey's cars on a 3-year Drivers' Championship streak, having also won the last 2 Constructors' crowns. No one will be like Adrian. That's the great thing about it. Everyone is different, and everyone achieves success in a different way. Therefore, no, you cannot replace Adrian because there is only one Adrian, but it's wonderful to see new talent coming in that he's been working with for a long time. And it's wonderful to see how this talent goes its own way and how we achieve what we do. The good news for Red Bull, though, is even if Newey does head off to Ferrari or somewhere else, Verstappen believes his nurturing of Red Bull's new design talent has already put them on a good footing for the future. We also have to recognize the entire group of people behind it, because it's not just Adrian, it's the entire group of engineers around him who are also doing an incredible job. I see Adrian more like this. You have new talents that are emerging, and then you just have Adrian. He is like a mentor. Many of them have questions that they can ask him and then discuss with him. Adrian is now 65. You also have to recognize the young talents who are coming along. I find it fascinating how they now work completely together. Newey, the brains behind the RB20 for Verstappen and Perez, does not take success for granted. We have to keep pushing. By the end of the year, the grid was getting tighter for sure. Max did an amazing job, so we've had to push over the winter. According to Newey, Red Bull have made changes from the RB19 in several areas, both mechanical and aerodynamic. Is that enough? Who knows? That's the thing about Formula One. We know roughly what we've done from the shakedown at Silverstone. It seems to have, from what we can tell, behaved as we expected it to. But that's no guarantee of anything. It could be that some other team have made a bigger jump than us. We shall have to see. Technical director Pierre Wache also has a good feeling about the RB20. On the development process, he said, "We try to identify where we can build performance on the car. We try to also understand where the weakness is for the driver. Evolve the car around this type of thinking and understanding. After it's just an evolution of what we did in the previous year." From Wednesday, the 21st of February, to Friday, the 23rd of February, the F1 teams will get to test their new cars at the Bahrain International Circuit. They have to divide the days between their drivers, meaning that everyone will drive for a total of 1.5 days. Verstappen will be in action straight away on the first day. On Wednesday, he will get behind the wheel of the RB20 and will take care of both the morning and afternoon sessions. So that means the Dutchman will be in action all day on Wednesday. Perez will take on the entire Friday and will additionally step into the RB20 on Thursday morning. Both Red Bull drivers have already completed their first miles in the new 2024 car during the shakedown at Silverstone, prior to the car launch. In Bahrain, they will get their first chance to test in normal conditions. With this in mind, what do you think of Horner's investigation? And do you think Adrian Newey will move to Ferrari in the near future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more F1 news.